Okay, so it's finally time for the last devlog where I cover all the stuff I was too lazy to make videos about. This isn't going to be a great big video like the last one. Luckily, my legs were killing me. Today's a bit more laid back. We're just talking about some small changes that added up over time. I don't know if this video is going to get very many new people. I mean, I might be able to do one of those insufferable before and after thumbnails. People might like that. But just in case, Vanishing Point is my little project where I'm basically making a PS1 style horror game off of a Minecraft world I made when I was 15. Over the year I've been adding little bits and bobs and just haven't been documenting them. The first of which was post-processing. So here's what the area looked like before, and here's the improvement. It looked very flat before and not very scary either. I think this adds a lot more character and atmosphere to the area. The second thing I did was change the player's texture. Now this change may be a little confusing to anyone who liked the last one, but let me explain. I have much planned for this game. There are things I'll have to make that don't have textures that exist in the real world. I'm much more of a 3D modeler than a photo editor, so I like the idea of having low resolution textures and giving myself some freedom with the 3D models. I also kind of just like the new look. I find it a lot more unnerving not even being able to relate a face to your character. There are also some proportional imperfections I hammered out of the character. The third thing I changed was the camera controller. This is my favorite change by far, so I'll be talking about it a lot. So hopefully, without overcomplicating things, the camera stood right at the player's center. This is fine, and many AAA games even do this, but there's a big issue that it causes in games like this. When you look straight forward, the player model completely blocks what you're looking at. This can feel a lot like sitting behind a tall person at the movie theater. However, there is a solution.
We should take the camera and push it somewhere else!
Okay, well, it's not that simple. If we were to just move the camera off to the side, it would not be pretty. So let's say this little dot is Casey. Hello, Casey.
Hello there.
And this compass is the camera and its rotation. Lining up the camera and the player, it works great. The camera orbits properly, and the character sits in the same spot in relation. Now, let's move it over a little to the right. From here it looks great. The player is still on the left side of the screen. But when we turn the camera, you'll see the issue. Let's look at the player from the side. Oh. Well, that's interesting. The camera is now farther away from the player than it was a minute ago. Turn it to the other side, and now it's closer to the player. Not only that, but turning the camera to face the player puts them on the other side of the screen. This is far from the consistent camera controller we had before that kept the player in the same spot at all times, and the simple camera controller just wasn't going to cut it. So I racked my brain trying to figure out how to push the camera off to the side while keeping the player in the same spot. And I figured it out. We're in the game now. Let's move the camera 360 degrees. As you can see, I turned the camera all around the player and it didn't move a bit. This is how it works. Let's say I'm looking north right now. I have told the camera to move a little bit east when I'm looking that way. Now let's turn to look west. I have told the camera to move north a little bit. The camera is constantly changing where it's orbiting from in order to keep the character from the same distance and on the left side of the screen. We can now look straight forward and see what's in front of us. I'm super excited to have made this achievement because this kind of camera is used in some of the biggest AAA games, from Resident Evil 4 all the way to Pokemon Legends Arceus. The fourth and final thing I did was add these hills to the sides of the road, something you may have noticed already. This may take away from the fear factor, I'm not sure, but I think it's better than the area being too bland. And that was it! That's all that's been done to intermittently improve the game over the course of this year. In the next devlog, you'll either see me add some PS1 effects, or if I hate the way that looks, we'll go straight into making an inventory system. Either way, stay tuned. This concludes the devlog. If you made it this far, then consider subscribing. Doing so will make sure you know when another video like this one is coming out, and will majorly support the project. You can also like this video and share it with your friends. That's all from me. Have a good one.